Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a deep, detailed comparison of three of the best survival RTS games out there. They are Billions, Alien Marauder, and Age of Darkness Final Stand. Each of these games has its own distinct style, unique gameplay mechanics, and passionate player communities. Let's take a closer look and see what makes each of them stand out. Let's kick things off with They Are Billions. If you're into survival RTS games, you've probably heard of this one. Released by Nemansion Games back in 2017, this game pretty much laid the foundation for what a survival RTS could be. You're the commander of a steampunk-themed colony in a world that's been overrun by infected zombies. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, think again. The infected in this game come in waves, and we're not talking a few dozen zombies. We're talking thousands of them pouring onto your screen all at once. The sheer scale of the zombie swarms is what really makes They Are Billions a standout. Gameplay-wise, it's all about resource management, base building, and tactical defense. Every decision you make matters. Expanding too quickly can leave you vulnerable to a sudden horde, while turtling up might mean you run out of critical resources. On top of that, They Are Billions features a robust campaign mode that's packed with over 50 missions. These missions introduce new mechanics, specialized units, and deeper lore that paints a grim picture of this post-apocalyptic world. Despite being nearly a decade old, the game still has a loyal following. Sure, it's not getting content updates anymore, but it's far from dead. The community is active, with custom maps and challenges keeping the gameplay fresh. It has a lot of custom maps, and on average almost every day there is new custom map released. There are also several custom campaigns made by the fans which are even better than the original. Especially the 28 and 29 years later campaign are one of the best fan base campaign ever. So go to the workshop section and browse from over 4,600 custom maps available. You can also build your own map in the workshop. The map editor is phenomenal, and it has basically limitless options, and it is really easy to use. At the end, I must put They Are Billions as the king of the survival RTS games. Try it out. You won't be disappointed. After the success of They Are Billions, a wave of strategy games tried to capture the same intense, survival-focused gameplay. Alien Marauder was one such attempt, aiming to take the formula and push it further. Developed by Vexen Studio, the game combines base building, resource management, and relentless waves of alien attackers. With a sci-fi twist and a focus on relentless pressure, Alien Marauder challenges players to survive against overwhelming odds while managing limited resources and strategically deploying troops. Instead of zombies, you're dealing with aliens. And these aren't your typical space invaders. The alien creatures in Alien Marauder are fast, aggressive, and they come in all shapes and sizes. From small, skittering creatures to colossal, heavily armored beasts, every wave keeps you on your toes. The gameplay in Alien Marauder is quite similar to They Are Billions. It feels like someone took the core mechanics of They Are Billions and reimagined them in a sci-fi setting with aliens instead of zombies. However, one notable difference is the introduction of powerful hero units. Each hero comes with their own strengths and limitations, along with unique units and buildings that you can deploy. These heroes also have customizable abilities and weapons, adding an extra layer of tactical depth that sets the game apart. Same as on They Are Billions, there are a couple of different maps, and on each map there are different special enemies, and the condition of the maps are different. And if we compare to They Are Billions, it is similar, but Alien Marauder makes it even better with adding a lot of small details. You can choose to play with 3 different heroes, each with own unique playstyle. This game is still in early access and unfortunately is not receiving updates anymore. The developers' plan was to create an even better version of They Are Billions. In some ways, they succeeded, but they weren't able to effectively market it to players. They did a poor job on the marketing side, and the game is basically forgotten, with a small and very limited player base. And now, let's get into Age of Darkness, Final Stand. Coming out from early access in 2025 and released by PlaySide and Team 17. This game cranks up the intensity with a dark fantasy theme. You're in control of a stronghold surrounded by a sea of fog. And that fog isn't just for show. It's where the nightmares come from, and when they attack, it's a full-on swarm. Unlike Alien Marauder and like They Are Billions, Age of Darkness includes a campaign mode. However, the campaign in Age of Darkness goes a step further, with the developers putting in extra time to deliver a full, narrative-driven experience. The campaign not only explores the origins of the nightmares, but also dives into the backstories of key characters, adding depth and context to the relentless survival gameplay. The game's most notable feature is the Death Knights. Every few days, the fog thickens, and an army of nightmares charges at your base. The number of enemies can get insane, and the tension builds as the screen fills with more and more creatures. This mechanic keeps you constantly on edge, making every quiet moment feel like the calm before a deadly storm. However, unlike the other games, Age of Darkness only features one type of map. While it's procedurally generated to keep each run slightly different, it doesn't offer the variety of biomes or environments seen in some other titles. This singular, dark fantasy map reinforces the game's oppressive atmosphere, but can also feel repetitive over time. But it's not just about survival. Age of Darkness also introduces a hero system, allowing you to control powerful units who can use special abilities to turn the tide of battle. Each hero has unique skills, and learning how to maximize their potential is key to surviving the increasingly brutal Death Knights. The day-night cycle adds another strategic layer. During the day, you can rebuild, gather resources, and expand your base, but when night falls, it's all about survival. Additionally, there are random events that can either help or hinder you, keeping the gameplay unpredictable and forcing you to adapt on the fly. Visually, Age of Darkness is stunning. The Gothic art style, combined with dynamic lighting and a haunting soundtrack, creates a sense of dread that really sets it apart from the other two games. And unlike They Are Billions, Age of Darkness is still getting substantial updates, including new heroes, maps, and game modes, ensuring that the game remains fresh and challenging for veterans and newcomers alike. So, what's your favorite survival RTS game? My opinion is that this 3 games set the tone for what survival RTS means, and you should definitely try all 3 games. But that's just my take. What do you think? Are you a fan of any of these games? Or maybe you're just getting started in the survival RTS genre. Drop a comment below and let me know which one you're leaning toward. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more strategy game breakdowns and deep dives.